I got into music making, producing and recording probably by collecting records, really. As I got older and my music taste started to develop to my own things, listening to more reggae music, listening to hip hop, it became totally apparent that it was often predominantly driven by producers and engineers actually becoming the artists themselves, like King Tubby and Scientist. My most well-known projects and popular have been the Amy Winehouse track I wrote with her on Back to Black, the co-production I did for Dido on White Flag, Faithless. Yeah, they've got to be the most popular. I remember when the Dido stuff came out, I was in Belgium or somewhere, ended up there on some street and I could hear some tune playing, being blasted out of some car, and it's coming around the streets and I was thinking, oh yeah, man, I know that. Who the hell is that? And then when it came past, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's my tune, I did that. When talking about monitoring, the problems which I have always encountered up until having these speakers has been that I've blown them, constantly blowing speakers all the time, drivers, tweeters, and there's been a problem with the speakers are either seem to be engineered just like hi-fi or mix, or there's been nothing which has really been able to enable me to create on them. And to be able to create on some speakers, they've got to be quite flexible and also be, for me, to be able to take quite a lot of drive through them, like and punish the speakers quite a lot, because I need them to work for me, basically. That's what these speakers are really good at doing, is in enabling me to get the most out of what I'm trying to do. Normally I've blown the tweeters like after a couple of days, but these speakers are great. They just constantly let me expand my sound more and more all the time, and they haven't stopped giving. I think the important features for me when choosing some speakers for studio monitoring are, one, that I don't get like tired from listening to them all the time, that they can be listened to at any kind of level. They're trustworthy, we know what we're getting, and they're totally reliable. The first time I heard ADAM speakers or came across ADAM speakers was when I was mixing an EP in London, 2014, 2013, and this guy had these surround sounds set up as well in there. And I'd heard of them before, but I hadn't actually heard anything through them before. And we mixed an EP on them and they sounded amazing. I was so impressed with them. They were great. They gave exactly what we expected from the mixes back. They sounded amazing, and they still do. Why I chose ADAM speakers over other brands was two things. One, the experience I'd had actually using them on a mix basis, that they were really responsive and I loved how the mixes sounded, was also the people who worked for the company, because when I contacted ADAM and said I was setting up a studio here, and I contacted a number of different brands, they were super interested in what we were doing and they wanted to be involved. And we're a Berlin-based studio. We've got a Berlin-based publishing company with Universal. They're a Berlin brand as well. When we all met up and had a chat and they showed me around the factories and they showed how enthusiastic they were about what they were making, that actually made me want to use the brand even more. I mean, I had the speakers on loan for like 6 months, and some of the guys came down and we tried to tune the speakers to the room. Everybody was really involved, not necessarily if I was going to buy them or not. They were just enthused that I was going to use them. The speakers have a huge impact on what's happening in here, especially with, everybody we're writing with. They need to be able to connect with what they're doing. They need to be able to hear warmth and dynamics. Everything needs to be totally presentable to the artists and producers and writers who's in the room. These speakers are great for that. They give everything everybody needs. You don't want a pair of speakers which sound too hard. These speakers can give kind of a communicating to everyone in the room, That's what you want.